Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. All right. So I'm going to go over the patch notes for Elder Scrolls Online PTS, Public Test Server, 4.2.2. Now, I think we're in phase 3, I want to say. Or we might still be in phase 2. Anyways, next month Murkmire is released. Kind of important. It's kind of important to keep up with the changes that's occurring with this PTS, because a lot of things are changing. I honestly think they're for the better. I will be discussing that with some of these changes, some of these implemented changes. Nothing set in stone. Keep in mind, it is public test. That's why we're here. I haven't been on PTS as much this update. I honestly I kind of read between the lines. So I'm not going to lie to you. But it's kind of important why this is titled Maybe Too Late. And I'll explain. I'll be getting into that. But we'll be going over that, and I'll explain the pros, the cons, and the importance of timing from a company's perspective. And that's important. Timing. People running companies need to understand, the importance of your timelines. Because if you fuck it up, you'll suffer the consequences. Morning, Cal. Hope you're doing well. All right, so we're going to skip a lot of the bullshit. Like the Imperial City, Murkmire's fine. Murkmire's beautiful. PvE, good. Combat and gameplay, we will go over that. Base game, it's what we're focused in on. Okay, so let's go. Not worried about the Indrik mount, though it's a cool feature. Clockwork City Celebration event, pretty cool. New Life Festival. Pretty awesome stuff. Mid-Year Mayhem. Wow, this year Mid-Year Mayhem was a little crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a little nuts. Morrowind Celebration. Okay. Good stuff. Combat and gameplay. Okay, so been a fix. Some more fixes. Cool. Housing, homes. Good stuff. All this is good stuff. Fixing stuff like this, very, very important. Combat and abilities. Helly, morning. Hope you're doing well. Okay. A number of changes listed below are targeted at reducing the overall movement speed of players. It is currently too easy for players to hit and stay at 100% movement speed cap, allowing them to disengage from dangerous situations easily. You will still be able to hit the 100% movement speed cap. However, it will now require more investment to hit and stay at it. We're still working on ensuring all sources of major expedition and are being brought up to the new values, such as major expeditions on potions. Okay? We'll be discussing that. General, your character will now have a faster knockdown animation when being dismounted. That was causing a lot of problems in Cyrodiil, right? You see a player, you'd be trying to knock them down, animation would delay, and next thing you know, they're halfway across the map already, right? Because they have the delayed effect of animation or on the hit. So they would be able to cover a lot of distance, and you can't mount up because you've engaged in combat. So you can't chase them down once you get dismounted. So yeah, cool stuff. Increase the movement speed bonus from the Steed Mundus Stone to 10% from 5. Now that's important. Steed Mundus is very important with these changes. Why? Because they're nerfing Major Expedition, but Steed Mundus Stone now will at least maintain some form of mobility. So I love when they try to enforce or try to make a meta out of a scenario, which this is kind of telling stand players, hey, just heads up, you might want to take the steed if you know, because of all the drops to a major expedition. So you have a natural form of speed. And add this to orc. Add steed to orc. Oh, okay. Okay, and swift trait. Thank you. We'll keep that in mind. That'll stay in our thought process. So speed's still there. It's just going to be selective now. Okay. Combat pets will now take 0 damage while in dungeons, trials, or group arenas. Okay. Very important. You know, any combat pet that could normally take damage. Why is that significant? Warden Bear. I've seen a lot of content creators. I was going over a couple of their patch notes, reviews. None of them understood this line whatsoever. Fucking ever. And that's when I think to myself, God damn it. God damn it, Mystic. Why did they keep you tied into this shit? Why? Because they can't read a fucking sentence and understand it. The bear would die, right? It slows down DPS. Totally, terribly, terribly. It was just hard because we don't have shields as wardens, right? And you want to put that bear because that's a lot of damage, man. That's a lot of damage in a rotation. It has an auto attack. You have a finisher, and it hits hard. And you really, really, really want that bear. But unfortunately, a mechanic, the bear was dumb. The bear's dumb. Its AI sucks. So all of a sudden, the bear goes trembling in. There's a mechanic. You pull out of it. The bear, nah, he's a trooper. He stays in the fight. He's like, I got this. No, you don't, bear. Back out. No, you don't, bear. Back the fuck out. All of a sudden, he dies. You have to recast the fucking bear. And infinite pet tanks, oh boy, right? No, not PvP. This is just PvE. It's all PvE. PvP, they take damage still. PvP, they still take damage. But this was huge in this because when the bear goes flying in, then guess what? It dies. And then you recast it. And guess what happens to your DPS? It starts going to shit. You know, Sorks manage well if they have a shield. But, you know, Wardens couldn't. So those are combat pets. It's not your NPCs. It's not your fucking monster helms. Oh, no. It's not monster. No. No boys and girls out there who have 3, 30, 60,000 subs and are still fucking moronic as a motherfucker. No, you dumbasses. It's the actual combat pets. It wouldn't say combat pets. F. Fucking idiots. Moving forward. Pets now inherit the caster's critical resistance. All right? Okay. That's what for your sorcerer pets that get shields and stuff. And, you know, that's in PvP, right? And all that stuff. That's all good. Won't affect PvE because PvE mobs don't crit. No boss crits. No mobs crit for PvP only. But at least they put it out there. The Swift Jewelry trait now increases movement speed by 6% at max quality, previously 10. So it got a nerf. You knew it was going to happen. You knew it. I said when Battlegrounds came out, they're going to nerf speed sooner or later. Instead, they give it a bump, and now they're hitting nerf bats everywhere. Poof, poof, poof. I'm like, when you have Battlegrounds, speed's always nerfed for like flag games. It's just like, why, who, huh, what? Okay, so they're finally doing it. Wow, a year later, they're getting a clue. Okay, moving forward. Ardent Flame, Fiery Grip. This ability now grants major expedition for 4 seconds instead of 6. Got 2 second, but nerf bat. I'm fine with that, actually. Why? Because I'm using a gap closer anyway, so I don't need the speed unless I just kill him. The change will affect monster set pets according to Zoss and a side threat. Yeah, but the thing about it is, when the proc happens, do you care? It has a duration. That's why I said Kelvar. that's irrelevant, even if it does. Oh, look, my dude's out for 4 seconds. My pet, 4 or 5 seconds. My, my clan fear, or, oh, wow, my monster pet's out for a few seconds. It's not going to matter. I mean, if he died in combat, usually you reproc anyways. I mean, the duration's effective, I guess. But it's a proc. It's not like a bear or a friggin', a actual pet that's supposed to be out all the time. So, but I guess it's a good thing. I guess. Sure, we can't complain about a proc pet. Or sets that, like, the one in Vardenfeld that spews out the poison. I mean, no one's using PvE anyways, but hey, if you have it, sure, I guess. Earth and Heart, Obsidian Shield reduced. World and Ruin fixed an issue where the passive was not reducing the cost of trapping webs in its morph. Like, who's using it, at certain times? It's still bugging. I don't know, man. I would love to see this fixed. I would love to see this, whatever, completely. At least at the start. I hope this resolves issues. Maybe that was the issue. Earth and Heart. The pet will not die. Yeah, I understand that, Kelvar. What I'm saying, it's a proc. It goes away in so many seconds. Every proc set, the pet doesn't stay 100% of the time. That's what I'm saying. What class do you see being on top from this update, and what class took a big nerf? I'll be getting into that, Adolf. We'll be discussing it. Earth and Heart, Obsidian Shield reduced the health scale of this ability and its morphs to 8% from 9%, and reduced the shield bonus for the caster of Igneous Shield from 200 bonus to 150. This was kind of an interesting change, and let's get into this. With these changes, Obsidian Shield and its morph should be roughly equivalent in power as they previously were. Now that that armor applies to them. I kind of it was the second part that was kind of interesting to me that I'm fine with, because this kind of was questionable with my DK healer or your tank. I think it'll still have relevance in PvP as well, but when we take a look at it from PvE, you didn't excuse me. You didn't want to reduce too much, right? And you want to keep perspective of how damage was being mitigated from the DK heal or the tank's perspective. And I thought this was at least putting it in a, at least not a detrimental change. So I was kind of cool with that. That was kind of cool. Sork's populations will drop. Templar, you'll see Templars everywhere. I think Warden's got some major love. Yeah, Wardens look good, but, there was a couple things about Wardens I was still a little disappointed with on the stamps perspective. I was like, Nightblade, Assassination, Grim Focus. Added a brief, minimal travel time to the Assassin's Will proc of this ability and its morph. Just the animation. And they'll probably say, this change was made to ensure you have a brief window to react to this powerful attack when the caster uses it in close combat quarters. So get it out. Timing. Kind of interesting with the whatever. Dark Magic, Sorcerer, Crystal Fragments. Increase the damage of the proc from this ability to 20% from 10%. We got a 10% increase to the damage, and that's fine. Because even if it was a cast, if you're hard casting, that 10% makes it maybe a little bit more worthy of, popping it prior to having instant cast. So I felt like, and even if you got the instant cast with the changes down here, you can no longer get Crystal Fragment proc while you're not actively engaged in combat. I thought this was justifiable. Since they took away this effect, this increase was justifiable. So I was really happy how they did this correspondingly. Yes, but the proc pet was dying, denying you the full benefits of the proc. Yeah, but that's the thing. The proc is uncontrollable, and usually like I don't know what the fuck. Like my shit wasn't dying unless we had like the big mechanics and the boss fight. But during trash and shit, like that pet was procking everywhere. It was never dying to trash, never. So I am like. It's like the only time it was seeing a problem was in like those AoE effects that you couldn't control and when the proc occurred. And I understand that. But how often was that occurring? You know, how often? Not as frequent as everybody would like to say, oh, my DPS just dropped the shit and back because of like how often are those sets being utilized? That's another thing. You're not running a clan fear build in PvE. You're not. You're not using it unless you're a tank. And you do it, you go for the debuff. You don't give a shit about the damage. It applies the debuff. That's all you give a shit about. You know, Maul of Inferno now, that would be a whole different aspect. You know, Nadadra, you know, which is relevant. But other than that, what? How many monster sets do we have that have monsters? 2? Right? So, just saying. That's why I'm kind of like... How did this go from nerf Sork patch to a just kidding, we'll revert Sork nerfs, but Mage Blades get the full nerf bat swing? Mage Blades? No, I don't think so, Matt. I don't think so. I think Mage Blades look pretty beast with a lot of things, man. Well, we had the last update prior to this one that went live. Really helped out Mage Blades. Oh, you're talking about Mage Blades. I thought Templars. You're right. Mage Blade nerf. I'll get into it. You're right. You're right. I stand corrected, Matt. Thank you. But you're right. I'm wrong. So, you're right. I'm wrong. But I'll get into it. This ability now now has a brief minimum travel time, right? So we see the same effect with the bigger hitters, right? It's like you want to get it in when you get it in when you can. Timing. Conjured Ward. Reverted the cast time and its duration increase from this ability. The total strength is now 40% of the caster's max health. Why do they do that? Why? Why not off Magicka, right? Kind of interesting because it's to keep the tank using shields beneficial at the same time as making it as not as beneficial for PvP version Magsorks. Stam doesn't use it. There might be a couple niche builds that might have utilized it, but majority of the time, no. So it's like we need to make sure the tanks have accessibility so they're not getting an ill effect from this. And we need to make sure that the casters are not reaping the benefits from the tank's perspective. So this comes back what? To the max health. Because we're not going to see casters running with 40,000 life. 30, 40,000. We're going to see tanks running 40,000 plus. Around 35, between 30 to 40 something thousand. Sork tanks. Right? Sork tanks usually have a little bit less health than any other tank. But its CC capabilities have a lot more precedence. So Sork tank is definitely going to be beneficial, not, getting the big nerf bat at the same time that the Sork, the caster, is getting the reduction. So very good job at the 40%. I really like this. It's speeding up PvP. So that's the intention. Stop are we going to fix the core the problems, the bugs that are happening? Well, with the current system, they're trying to resolve that, but most people complaining. I've seen where the healing pets being killed in mechanics. I get it that it may not affected you much. Healing pets. Why would my healing pet die? My healing pet's never died in a mechanic. I always keep shields on him. There's only one healing pet in the game. Why would it ever die? If my healing pet died, it's because I fucked up. Anyways. Hardened Ward. This morph now only ranks up the damage shield strength instead of the shield strength and the caster shield bonus. I like that they're also keeping things a little separate. It's good. No issue. The ability ranked up currently allows a damage shield increase of 3.3 higher than cap. And it also currently applies Battle Spirit after the 40% cap instead of before. So this has to change in correspondence, not to PvE. PvE, who gives a shit? But PvP, this is relative. From Sentinel. Yeah. And Chokethorn. Chokethorn's always in a back, usually. If you're a healer, I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you. Sentinel, I'll give you that one. Chokethorn, if your Chokethorn dies, you are in the wrong fucking place. Healer positioning is number one. If a Chokethorn dies, then you fucked up to begin with. Sentinel, yeah, you're right. You're right about Sentinel. Sentinel flies around. It could get put right in the middle of the mechanic while everybody's on a block and it'll croak and it won't get the full duration. You're absolutely right. Chokethorn, though, it always comes into the back. So usually it's behind a mechanic anyways. If your Chokethorn croaked in a mechanic as a healer, you fucked up. Your positioning was fucked. My Chokethorn's never died. My Sentinel has. I'll give you that. My Sentinel has croaked to a mechanic or two, time or two. So yeah, that's relevant. The Chokethorn, I've never had a Chokethorn die. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Maybe in PvP, you know, during like some, and I wasn't paying attention, but hey, you know, I never pay attention to PvP. It's just like go, 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 go. All right. Now, Storm Calling, Boundless Storms. This ability now grants major expedition for a minimum of 4 seconds instead of 7.5. Now, reductions are getting flipping real. I told people a year ago, they're going to nerf speed sooner or later. You have battlegrounds. You have flag games. Right? If I get a flag as a stam user and I can stack minor, major, and now swift, you're not going to catch me to even be able to recuperate your fucking relic. Good luck. Goodbye. Right? So, because especially with duration, man, I'm gone, man. I'm so gone. But now it's like, okay, there's a problem with speed. We have a lot of players just running around like bullets. They can loss quick. They can get these caps quick. We need to slow down the speed to increase the speed of combat. It makes sense. It makes sense. The problem is for Cyrodiil players, not Battleground players. Battleground players, this is effective. This becomes very, very, very much a nice check and balance system. But for Cyrodiil players, well, you kind of got a little bit of a problem here because there's large grouping of PvP, all right? So the best friend a stand player has is their speed capability to get the fuck out of the way, right? Because when you're looking down the barrel of a push, you're going to get blown away if you can't get out of the way. And that is why a lot of stand players are not happy about the speed time reductions. I understand it. And in both aspects, it's a pro and it's a negative. I werewolf for capture the flag. Yeah. Yeah, I can probably see that. Werewolves are really beastly too and have a fear. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And now they can pick up relics and do all that. Yeah, if a werewolf gets a relic, yeah. And plus, if they got, yeah. Offense and defense, werewolves look good. Werewolves since Wolf Hunter are just OP as hell. In the right hands, they're beyond OP. Templar, Adric Spears, Radical Sweep. Fix an issue where Empowering Sweep and Crescent Sweep morphs were checking against the incorrect resistance type. It's because they swapped it. So they're fixed it. Cool. Blazing Shield reduced the amount of damage that this ability deals from a maximum of 42% of the shield size to 30%. So, you know, the nerf. People were complaining about Blazing Shield, right? They're like, whoa. So every shield's going to get nerfed, but we haven't touched Blazing Shield. Somebody brought that to somebody's attention, and Zos was like, okay. You're right. It was an oversight on our part. Let's go ahead and whap, smack it. And they did. And we knew it was coming. And just to see the spoiler, which I haven't seen this, since shields now scale with your armor, we wanted to ensure this ability wasn't doing too much for its cost and of effectiveness. The shield should now absorb more damage, but its total damage dealt has significantly decreased to compensate. So it got the nerf. So it's like, okay, we know. We'll take care of the Blazing Shield problem. Somebody brought that up. There was like a big thing about the Blazing Shield. This update has become a real clusterfuck, if you ask me. Shield stacking is back. Screwing PvE tanks with dodge tanks. I know. There's a lot of change. I think a lot of it's for the good. I really do. But some things is getting like, okay, and I mean, it's an adjustment. There are some adjustments to it. I'm not against it. I'm actually for these changes. I'm actually really pro for these changes because it speeds combat up. And that's what the whole idea behind these changes are. Speed up the friggin' combat. Let's get counter in. Let's get where we don't have to worry about balance as much, and people will just die if they don't watch what the fuck they're doing. And that's the whole idea with this update. I like this update a lot. It's scary as shit, but because we don't know how it's going to pan out live, because right now PTS, people aren't queuing. This patch seems to be moving from play how you want to play how we want you to. PvP, it's just PvE. It looks good. Like PvE is good, but PvP, and that's why I titled this, and we'll be getting into this discussion. But it's serious. Animal Companions, Falcon Swiftness. This ability now grants major expedition for a maximum of 4 seconds instead of 10. That's a 6-second cut. Yeah, and now, you know, the brutality is only applied to the bar that this is on. So, oof. If you're not double barred with it, that brutality will drop. So because it's a static now. Green Balance. The Warden's healing ability will now prioritize. Now look at this. You don't see this word often in the game. And it's very important that they put this word in the game, in the patch notes. Prioritize targets without minor toughness if both targets are at the same health. So this update is so important. I'll read the comments here in a minute. This update is so important, and I keep telling people, and I come back to this. This update is one of the most important updates for the future of Elder Scrolls. Even if they have to make adjustments, what they're trying to do now is set priorities. Because that's been the issue for the last 4 years. Priority drops have been occurring. Sup, Mystic? Do you know how the whole resistance value works with the shields? Now I'm working if the shields will be as strong in PvE with them having resistance. Yes. Resistance, like basically, if whatever your resistance is, I know what you're wondering. Whatever your resistance value is, it'll knock off the base deduction what the shield will take. The less resistance, the more the shield takes in damage. The more resistance, the less damage, damage the shield takes from each initial hit. So how that works out, say if I have 10,000 resistance and versus 8,000. I'm just giving you a hypothetical or a scenario. And let's say I get hit for the 8K. Let's say I get hit for 5K, right? And now you add 2K more resistance to 10, and a percentage of the damage is reduced from the 5K initial based on the increased resistance. So you have to get into more specifics per ability, per penetration. So penetration becomes relative how much penetration the a person or a NPC or something is applying to you. So PvE, this becomes a little bit better versus the PvP. Because PvE, I believe it's a flat penetrated value that the mobs or the bosses have for penetration. I don't think they're set at max except bosses. I'm not sure. I'd have to take a look into that. But it's a flat. It's like static, right? There's no adjustments. So once that's figured out, you can correspond that with your shield value. So the shield value will deduct the difference of your resistance. So it really worked out nice. I really like the resistance being added to the shield system. It made sense. Made complete sense. Because prior in PvP, some Sorks weren't using impen. They were getting away with not using it. Now, oof, good luck. You want the impen now. Why? Because it reduces critical damage, and now your base resistance also reduces the damage your shields take. So resistance is affected the base damage, right? Deducts base damage, right? Critical damage, impen, reduces the critical value. You add both together, you're significantly reducing a shitload of damage on your shield. You want resistance. You want it. You want it. And that's why most people are getting, because their resistance is shit. Their resistance is shit, so their shields are getting dropped. You want resistance. You should have had it to begin with. People use healers more as intended. I will be okay with the magic defense changes. I'm not sure that will really happen. I'm hoping, Kelvar. That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. But you're right. Still looking forward to your stream. Thanks for clearing that up, man. Looking forward to the patch. Yeah, no, these patches are very important because, and I hope it makes sense in the way I described it, Dawn, because the two different values are relative. Because base resistance deducts the initial hit, right? Impen will reduce critical value, which won't pertain to PvE at all. So the more your base resistance is, in PvE standpoint, the more the damage is going to reduce. The less damage, not reduce, the less damage it takes, which is relevant to how long you can get, how much hits your shield can endure before it drops. Because remember, no spillover occurs. So if the shield only has like 1 point left, one fucking point left, right? It'll absorb the last hit before any other damage applies to you as an effective damage application. That's been the problem. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I like where they're going with it and why they had to do it the way they did it. I do like the resistance change. The resistance change is brilliant. It was brilliant. The changes they're trying to implement is important. That's why I'm trying to say. And the way they put this in, prioritize. So this update, why is it important? Is because of this word, prioritize. They haven't been prioritizing effects, right? It's been a back burner thing. That's been like across the board on multiple things, a way priority is assigned. And I always told people the shield system was bugging up because it lost what? Priority, right? It's like playing Magic the Gathering, the way the mechanic system works. This effect, when we're taking a look at prioritizing the algorithm, right? When algorithms have to have a dedicated target system and how it prioritizes to resolve, this is relevant. And that's what they're doing. And this is important. Yeah, I get it, bro. You have better knowledge than me, so I thought I'd ask. No, anytime, man. Anytime. The priority is now being more defined. And they're trying to, and with this being done, now they're trying to resolve some of the issues that's been bugging. It hasn't been bugging, it's just priority isn't being placed properly. It's not being set. And now they're what? They're making it effective. Probably we'll see Templars everywhere. No, not sure how good it's going to be. Everyone will be running around with 25% AoE damage reduction, 8% jab buff, 17% nerf. It's interesting, but like I said, I'll be getting into a lot of it. You know, the pros and the cons, and some of the aftermath that's been whatever, and why timing is everything. Two-handed, forward momentum, reduce the duration of the snare immunity from this ability, 4 seconds to 8 seconds. I hated this change. Right? Shuffle sucks. I'm sorry. With the changes, shuffle sucks. Shuffle's not getting used. It's getting put in a fucking trash can. Unless they do something like a reduction. Really? I mean, you think I'm going to stay in an AoE effect because I have reduction? You're out of your fucking mind. No. Absolutely fucking not. No. No. And now we're going to reduce forward momentum, which was the best snare immunity in the game. So here was my big bitch about it. Okay, you're going to reduce forward momentum, but what about DK wings? So DKs now have a better immunity towards snares than forward momentum. Now, my thing about it was, why don't we have accessibility of immunity towards other applications, whether it be class or weapon skill line, depending on skill lines? Because kits have limited immunities, right? Besides pots. And now you reduce one of the only reliable immunities, but yet, guess what? The DK, now guess what? You can keep it. We'll give it to you. We're going to reduce this to the forward momentum to try to promote them not having to use forward momentum. I'll be honest, I never used rally. I hated rally. Everybody's like rally. And I'm like, you're fucking stupid. If anybody can take a look at my videos, I was one of the first using forward momentum. When everybody was still trying to pull off, right, cloak. And I was like, no, forward momentum. Forward momentum. Every day. Why? Because of this. Because of this. Relative. Fang Rush got so angry when he was reading the notes, especially when he got to forward momentum. This was bullshit. I'm going to agree 100%. You're crippling. First, you're deducting speed. Let's get real with this for a second. I'm fine with speed reductions for speeding up combat. I'm fine with you wanting to do that. It sucks, but I'm cool with it. I understand it. I do. I've been doing this for 21 years. I get it. I knew you were going to do it. I said it a year ago you were going to do it. But this, wow. So here it comes. It comes down to this. You're taking my speed away to get away. Because you want me to die. Okay. That makes sense. I understand that. I should not be able to, be immune to death. But now, with so many CCs, when we have so many CCs being applied, you're going to take my one reliable CC that allows me to counter the CC, go back to the offensive, and say, fuck you. You're going to be running defensive and reapplying this every time it drops. Takes my offensive positioning out of play. I understand 8 seconds might have been a little long. Before cutting it to half, I would have gone 6. Yeah. Sets like that with the dodge chance will become shit. I have to redo my entire Nightblade tank build. It gets trashed. The whole build's trashed now. Yeah. because I was using Tava's and the VMA set. Fuck. I was so pissed. And it was badass. It was a badass build. I hope somebody got to enjoy it besides me. But it was badass. But now, trashed. I would have went 6 seconds. That's my recommendation. There's my constructive feedback on forward momentum. If you're going to reduce it, put it to 6 seconds. Don't castrate the stand players using forward momentum. We have very limited. I understand you might think that's excessive. And for God's sakes, if you're going to keep it 4 seconds, fucking hit the fucking DK with the fucking same nerf. I mean, seriously, mag DKs are going to be like, oh, hey, look, I have my immunity. We're good. I'm not going to be able to deflect, but I'm going to cause immunity. That's all good. Hasty retreat, yeah, reduced. Dual wield, quick cloak, reduced. Light armor, amulet. Shield system, known issue, 3.3, 40%. Same, battle spirit. Talked about it with the wards. Dampening magic, fixed an issue where this morph was not scaling in the size based on how many pieces of light armor. Yeah, that's an issue. I didn't know about that one, but yeah, that would be an issue. Look at this. Look at this. Harnessed Magicka. Got a jet. Anyways, Mystic, have a great stream, brother. You too, Don. You have a good one, brother. I'm glad you stopped in. Thank you. And if anybody doesn't know who Don Wazzy is, go check him out. He's a PvE content creator. He's got a lot of really cool tips and tricks, whether you're a new or an advanced player. I'll tell you, man, he's got some really cool little tricks, man, to teach you guys if you're wanting to, get through certain things in an easier way. So I was running Baraz's Curse and Gloom on my Nightblade tank. I friggin' loved it. I know! Just wondering if they're going to replace it with something else. Why would they keep a useless fight? They're going to have to figure out something. Might not be this update, but they'll have to figure out something with those sets. Harness Magicka. Fixed an issue where this morph was double dipping with its Magicka return based on light armor worn. You're fucking kidding me. This has been live all time. The mag DK skill is only 5 seconds for immunity. It's still 1 second higher. And it gets the reduction. I don't see how they nerf one from 8 that only does a small heal, and its big thing was immunity. And you nerf it, and DKs can now reflect and break for an extra second. That's why I said if they're going to nerf this, I don't want to see. Don't get me wrong, Jay. I don't want them to see them nerf the mag DKs. What I'm asking them to do is put this at 6. And if they don't, then take a look at the DKs and say, hey, you know what? If we nerf this, it's only fair. So I run Don Wazzy's Mage Blade. It's an amazing build. Yeah, dude, he's got some really... I like Don's way of making things easier. So that's what I like. When you can see Don's approach on how he efficiently takes players who might be struggling with little things. And he makes it a little bit easier for those players. That's why I like Don. Don's good at that. Don takes us a player struggling to get skill and makes them better just because of the application, how he approaches it. So I like that. I replaced it with Shackle Breaker Heavy. I figured to get max stats. So I'm hoping they're not. I'm not saying nerf the mag DKs. What I'm saying is put this up to 6 seconds. Let's get real. Okay? Let's get real. 5 seconds even put incomparable. But 4 seconds, I'm on the defense. They probably will change it next update. Yeah. Let's hope. I'm hoping they increase it to like 6. 8, I get it. 8 seconds is a lot. But don't keep me on the defense. That's all I'm asking. I'm not happy with the damage nerf to bear. But the problem of it is that's why they did it. They nerfed it, right? Because they said, okay, well, the bear's not going to take damage anymore. That was the threat. So they're like, we're going to nerf it a little bit because now it's whatever. That's understandable. I get it. So, I mean, some things are, but you got to understand, if they put something in play that's a pro, they're going to take away something in return to keep it kind of like on an even playing scale. I'm fine with that. This was the biggest one. Known issue. The ability is currently giving a larger shield than intended. Right? What? Are you serious? Harness Magicka was doing that? Fuck yes it was. Every fucking day. Add that with priority fucking bug. And guess what? Unkillable Sorks. This is how Sorks were invincible. Believe it. Believe it. Stack it with hardening. Now bug it up. And they were like, we're skilled. No, you're not. It's a bug. It's a fucking bug. It's a known bug. I don't know about it, then you're a fucking idiot. Yes. Thank you, Zoss. Mages Guild, Meteor, fix an issue where the morphs in this ability would cause your character to slide on the ground when knocked back. That was annoying as fuck. You keep sliding, you'd be graphically glitched. Volcanic Ruin, fix an issue. Yep. Undaunted Bone Shield. Oh my god, they did it. Ah, fucking Magtoons were crying. I was praying that this would get overlooked. Just because of my PvE shit. Reduce the effectiveness of Bone Wall and Spinal Surge synergy granted by this ability. I understand it. I know. They're right. I can't hate the change because it's relative. But I was hoping it was getting overlooked, I'll be honest. But hey. It was between Shackle or Health Heavy Twiceborn. Maybe run Mag Recovery and Stam Recovery, right? And to change the Warden, he gets 2% more damage per pet on the bar. Right. So it evened out. It really did. Spartacus is right. The nerf to the pet was just because it's not going to take damage, and you got an increase across the board. And I understood it. I had no problem with them, reducing the pet. I actually didn't. Allie, what's up? I have given up on this game pretty much. There's a lot. This patch is the most hopeful patch I've seen for PvP. This is the most hopeful patch. Is it going to be like clean? No, they'll need some work. But this is the best amount of changes to the core mechanics and fixing the issues that was being overlooked for years. It's scary as fuck. I think they're putting too much into it into the beginning to try to get it over with, which it won't. But if these work out the way it's going to be intended, we're looking at faster PvP. A lot fucking faster. No slowing down. No more 15, 20-minute duels. No. Those days are gone. They're trying to say, we're cutting your fucking umbilical cords. You're no longer going to be in a tower fucking, 1vxing 10 motherfuckers. You think you had skill. We're about to test how good your skill is compared when we remove the bugs and speed up the pace. Seems like with all the reductions to snare, CC removal, they're making CC snare king. That's the scary part. My big thing is the CC effect, right, Cal? I think you hit it right there. More than ever now. That's problematic with CC immunity being wonky. Going to see straight up lockdown builds. I know. I think that I agree. You're with your thought on that. Put Harmony on Jewelry and Undaunted Bone Shield goes back up to 85%. Yeah, you got a good point, Black. That's actually a pretty good idea too, because it's a PvE type thing. What I was concerned with, but yeah, no, that's brilliant actually. Thanks, Black. That was actually brilliant, especially for the tank, dude. Awesome. That was really, really good. Well, no, Harmony has to be on the player activating synergy, right? Damn it, now Black. I'm going to have to go check that out. But no, that's a brilliant idea. That's actually great. I'm getting ready for Fallout 76 beta at the end of the month. Fallout 76 is getting a lot of attention, especially multiplayer feature. I mean, come on, man. It looks good. But I will stress this. What company's developing it? Just saying. I'll ask what company's developing it. If you give up on this game, what game's being developed? What's that game being developed by? I'll say that. I'll just say it. I just want Sorks to have hots. Yeah, Sork hot would be awesome. A Sork heal over time would be awesome. I had an idea, but, you know, whatever. They need to cap the Rapids. If not, you are going to have dedicated Zergs running Rapids. Oh, whoa. They cap it? Yeah. Oh, shit. They didn't nerf Rapids, did they? They nerfed everything but. Oh, fuck. Yeah! Yes, thanks, Black. Dude, that's a badass idea, though. That is really cool, dude. Thank you for that. That was brilliant. That is beyond brilliant. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, they didn't do Rapids, did they? What the fuck? Wait a minute. So they nerf the entire... Wait. They nerf everything on the skill line except Rapids? What the fuck? Why? Is it because it doesn't have any other placement on the bar? Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure this out from their perspective. You don't reduce the time duration of Rapids. Is it because there's no other effect? And it's like a dedicated effect. But the only people who'd be running that is like, what, a healer? Maybe a tank? Yeah, I know, but if I don't like the game, I'll cancel my pre-order and stick to DCUO. Got you. I think Fallout 76 is going to be good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not ragging on Fallout 76. I'm just saying, if you leave Elder Scrolls for Fallout 76, they're not going to give a fuck. We are still paying the same company. Rapids will still work on like 20 people. Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out why they nerfed everything but Rapids. Bethesda, King of Bugs. Yeah, there's no Bethesda game without bugs. There's no Bethesda game without a bug. And I get every game can have bugs, but Bethesda's bugs are memorable. Every one of them are very memorable. I can't tell you how many bugs I've overlooked in most games I played. Every Bethesda game I played, I have remembered the bugs. Like monumental bugs. Like fundamental bugs. Just like, what the fuck? And it's hard. I'm not going to say their job's easy. It is hard. You know, it can be challenging, but you don't push out a product. Like I remember like the mount bug in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And I was like, they pushed this product out with a bug like this? And I was like, what the fuck? Wait, did you not think I was going to use mounts? Got to drive. Talk to you later. Yeah, definitely, Dawn Strider. You take care. It was good seeing you. Thanks for stopping in. And get with me on DC if you're still playing. I've been on quite a bit lately. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, wow. I remember that. I was like, what the fuck is this? But, no, honestly, I feel like these changes are needed for PvP in a lot of ways. That's scary as fuck. I'm not going to lie. CC, Kel hit it right up. CCs is the scary aspect. Because there's so many. And there's so limited aspects to immunity. And I get you don't want people to be gods. And you want to kill them fast. And I applaud ZOS for this. I applaud them for the changes. Doesn't Rapid give you Snare Immunity for like 30 seconds? I don't know. I never use it in PvP. I never paid attention. If I put Rapids, it's just a go. I've never paid attention if it had immunity. Rapids and speed pots are next pass. Oh, got you. Gina posted on the forums when speed was discussed and players were mocking the devs for not looking at these two. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. But it said pots on here. It didn't say rapids. I was like, wait, what happened to, what about rapids? Because it wasn't addressed. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I'm just, okay. So it's gonna get a nerf pat too. Wow, it's scary. It's scary shit. I'm not gonna lie, but it's important. Prioritizing is going to be important, especially the devs are taking a look. I applaud them. These changes should have happened. Players are going to get scared. Now, here becomes the question of why. Why? Maybe it's too late. It's like they're addressing it now, which is good. They're trying to increase PvP combat, but players are now set in their ways, right? They're used to those bugs. They've become accustomed to it. It's like we're accustomed to dueling for 20 minutes. We're accustomed to having God mode builds. And now players will hit the cancel button when these changes go live because they don't know how to play a game that wasn't broken. Yesterday, I got to watch one of my favorite content creators. Once again, thanks for the forums, bitches, right? You're talking about the players who post on forums, right? Yeah. You know, the trolls on there. I think that's what you're talking about, yeah. But El Lobo is leaving Elder Scrolls. He's not rage quitting. He said he would still play from time to time, but he's no longer going to be focused his channel on Elder Scrolls Online. And I applaud El Lobo for everything he's given us up until this point. And I wish him the best moving forward for his channel and him as well. And it's sad when now this was prior to PTS. This was live. Zerg's running some tanks, some healers, and got to have the rapid spammers, right? And I feel like support builds were needed in PvP. So I applaud Zos. As much as this is all getting scary, I applaud them 100%. And more than likely, I will come back in November and I will support these changes. I will. Why? They'll adjust, right? They will adjust it. They'll make the adjustments. These are core issues that they're addressing. And even though it's scary, they're trying to fix their combat, right? They're trying to make it competitive. That's what they're doing. They're just trying to put competitive play in. And the El Lobo's leaving prior to this update, and that's what broke my heart. It's like, because he's like, I just killed 8 people, and I shouldn't have been able to do that. And he's like, and it's not fun to do it anymore because of this and because of that. And now it's finally getting addressed, and he's leaving. And that sucks. You know? True MMO players are the most bitchiest community. Yeah, they're the most demanding. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm one of them, so I can't say anything. I applaud ZeniMax for these changes. It's scary. Is it scary? Yes. PvE, they're trying to make it very little impacting on the PvE community. If anything, it's to promote the PvE's rotation and keep PvP in check. I applaud them. It's the hardest thing to do. Affect one aspect of the game without having an ill effect on the other. And given the fact, I think they're doing a pretty good job with this update. And the biggest one is the priority aspect of what we saw. How priority was being used, right? So, with the warden, excuse me, where is it? Right here. Prioritize. This is a big one. These changes will set the future for the game in its PvP community. But was it too little too late? Was it too late? ZeniMax needs to think of one thing. As much as I applaud them for the changes and trying to get this implemented, and I will support their decision on this. Fred, Hey, Mystic, I love how everybody is trying to level a Stamplar again. I've been a Plar since the beginning, so has Dove. We just suffered through it, right? The forum tripped me out. No one calls for buffs, or rarely do. It's all screaming to nerf this, nerf that. Yeah. I don't want nerfs. I want, like, you know, let's take a look at it and raise. Like, Nightblades. I don't feel Nightblades need nerfed. Like, everybody's like, are you going to... like, Magplar Mageblade got really fucked as far as, like, it's what it was capable of doing in comparison. It's still going to do good, but not in the level that it was prior to this update, which was understandable. But Stam didn't really get as much of a hit. So, and I don't feel Stamblade needs the hit, to be honest with you. And that's what I said. I was like, I don't feel Stamblade needs the nerf. What I feel needs to happen is the proper countermeasure to be put in place. I don't want to see nerfs. I want to see counterplay. I don't give a shit about balance. I just want counter. Yeah, that's it. I want skilled PvP. That's all I've been asking for. And, you know, when I can live through stupid shit, that's not cool. Mystic, did you see another one of your favorite creators, Fang Rush, made a Warden Stam healer called the Shepherd? I did get notification of it. I didn't get to watch it. Dude was getting 1 mil heals in Battlegrounds. I believe it. It's Fang Rush. I mean, come on. He's my favorite. I'm a fanboy of Fang Rush. I am. Right, bro. I've been raping on my Stamplar since day 1 on Xbox. Stamplar. Magplar looks good. This update. Stamplar. Look, the Plars look beast. Wardens. Mag and Stam look good, but Stam doesn't have a CC still. It's my only thing. Like, the one class that gets hit so fucking hard. I mean, you could do what the Stam Sork does and use one of the mag abilities to run a CC effect. You can do that, and that's what Stam Sork has to do. And it is what it is. I just wish we'd have more of a rooting system instead of a reduction. And I'm fine with letting it break on damage. Like, I don't want a CC to be an I win button. But, you know, like either soft or hard. And they really need to do something about, like, the immunity situation. It's the only thing I'm scared of. When you have so many CCs out there and limited immunity, it gets scary. It gets really scary. I know, right? It's like keeping up with the Joneses. Check out at Iceman 105 ESO Sork Healer build. He's hitting 1 mil heals in Battlegrounds too. Yeah. Ice looks so good on that Sork. I'll tell you what. That Sork healer of his is monster. I've gotten to play with Ice with that. He is a beast at healing. So you guys better be checking that build out. If you're a Sork fan and you want to play like support role, please go check out Ice's Sork healer. Beast mode. Now, update changes in what I predict. Stealth on Nightblade needed a change. You can land an attack, then they hit stealth, and it auto misses right. What needs to happen is the counter aspect to the game for the Blade. I don't want them nerfed. I don't want their damage nerfed. I don't. They just need to put proper counter. If they do that now after this update, things will be looking good. Let's put it in perspective. DKs already look good. Out of the DKs is the most solid class around the board. It is. It doesn't need a nerf. It doesn't need a buff. It's solid. At times I get a little pissed because when the shield stack was happening, I couldn't burst anything down, even with my whips, even with my 2H, even with my, you know, whatever. Couldn't burst anything down on the DK because of the shield stack bugs. Now, they're addressing it. DK now it's got pressure, survivability. You have to be careful how you approach a DK. You have to know its DK's weaknesses, and everyone's going to change. Every DK is going to change. I like DK. Blades, a little overperforming still due to no proper counter to the stealth mechanic. People will cry about it, say, Oh, you're asking for a nerf. I'm not asking for a reduction in the stealth mechanic. I'm asking if they jump in to somebody using a mage light, they get debuffed. They get a giant fucking beacon on their ass. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Same thing with Camouflage Hunter. You know, or whatever. When that stealth detection's out, the blade needs to make a decision. Can I get the kill, or am I going to get killed in the process? I feel PvE tanks shields will be stronger now, scaling off 33k physical and spell resist. Absolutely, Black. Absolutely. And that was the whole part. That's why I love these changes. I love you're absolutely right, Black. Absolutely. These changes were done very well. I love these changes with what Zoss has done. I'm a promoter of this patch. Absolutely. Did anyone even have a problem dodging assassins? Will, Mageblade, Bowproc, and PvP? Because mine almost never hit. They said there was like an animation delay or something, wasn't there? And it was giving, I think, too much ample opportunity to avoid the because what everybody knows, anytime you get initially hit by a blade, what's the first thing you do is roll dodge. Now you have the evasion system that kicks in when you do the roll dodge, right? Now evasion's taken out. So now, Matt, if they roll, they'll have to roll that. They're not getting the auto dodge. So now your assassin's will should hit. It will hit more frequently now because auto dodge is gone. But I think it's due to the animation and to the roll dodge effect of the evasion system is why. I always get close before I hit assassin's will. Less chance to dodge. That was the issue. And that's why they're taking the auto evasion out, making it skilled. Like, you better know when to dodge now. You have to dodge. If you're going to dodge, you better pick and choose which abilities. They're making it skill-based PvP. And it makes sense. It makes sense. But roll dodge cost needs to be reduced. 4 roll dodges, you're stammed out. You're stammed the fuck out in four dodge rolls. VGs, maybe 3. Maybe. And you're stammed out. That's costly. That should be brought down by 30% at least. If you're taking out the auto evasion system, you need to reduce the cost of dodge roll by 30%. I guarantee. That's going to be the bitch after this goes live for stand players. For Sorks, it's going to be get rid of the crit on shields. They're not going to complain about the instant cast reduction. They're going to complain about the crit. I guarantee it. They'll say, we blah, blah, blah. And people will be on the forum saying, put fucking impen on. I have impen, not enough. That'll be the bitch. Crit on shields will now be the bitch due to a reduction. But I actually think Zoss shouldn't fuck with it. I think Zoss will be fine with that. But if I honestly believe this, if they can fix the prioritizing issue with the shield system, they need to put some of the shield back up to maybe about 15 to 20%. So instead of 40%, it should be at a 20% adjustment if they fix priority. If they can fix priority, you put it back up to about 20%. So that's my opinion. But unfortunately, they might not be able to do that due to the tanks, because the tanks will be OP as fuck. I always get close before I hit Assassin's Will. Yeah. Armory, I feel the same way. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. So a lot of the things that I applaud the changes. I just hate now that I'm losing players, right? We're losing them. And it's an MMO and it's real life and shit happens. I took a break. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to. They're already bitching. Yeah, of course they are. I think these changes were needed. There's certain things like the speed. I get it. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, at the same time, I can't bitch more than I can applaud. Because I know in the long run what they're doing, and in the long run what this is going to mean for PvP. And it's relative. Sorks are not going to stop bitching unless shields go back to exactly how they were, but that's not going to. They're not. I told somebody that. I'm like, you're not walking out of this DLC without effect, cause and effect. And they're doing it, cause and effect. They're putting a cause in there, and they're putting the effects to coordinate. It's probably one of the best updates that PvP is going to get in the long run. But from the initial launch, it's going to be rough. I think they know that now. You know, we made this bed, right? And we stuffed these pillows full of shit. And now it's time to actually put, you know, some real stuff in here that makes the difference. Sure, you can get people to come to your hotel and spend the night. How many people are going to go back to that hotel if they're back in town? If it was a fucking shitty service and terrible sleeping arrangements? That becomes the question. And ZOS is taking notice of it. Now, we have people come and go every day in MMOs. The average MMOer only stays with the game between 2 to 3 years. Loyal ones. Other people, you'd be lucky if you can get home for 4 months. And then they'll leave for a while. Then they'll come back for another couple months. Then they'll leave for a while. Then they come back for another couple months. Name of the game. Was it really necessary to nerf Refreshing Path? That becomes the question. I mean, I felt like because of the changes, they had to give it a specific design to say, hey, Refreshing Path is the Nightblade Healer's ability. So, yeah, even though it deals damage, we're going to take it away. So, Refreshing Path, what ended up happening, I blame Outcast and his crew for that nerf, to be honest with you. PvP, it wasn't really noticeable. PvE, they were using it. They were abusing it. They were totally building the damage with that ability. It was never supposed to be a DPS ability. It was always supposed to be the Nightblade Healer's ability or version of it. Twisted was always supposed to be the DPS version. So they abused it. Don't abuse those things. I don't get the Refreshing Path change. I only use it for healing anyways. The damage was a bonus. I don't think it was so OP it needed changed at all. The problem of it was this. For the healer, it didn't matter. You're absolutely right. DPS, it made a huge difference, especially in trials. Because during the summer set, remember, Outcast said one thing. Everybody's using Mage Blades. I go back to this. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell the community that, because now the community will run all Mage Blades, ostracize every other class, and guess what you're telling them to do? Everybody run Refreshing Path, run this, and do it this way. And okay, and then the devs are like, oh, guess what? They're using the Nightblade Healer ability, right? Or the Nightblade Tank ability, because it uses on both, on the DPS build instead of Twisted. Well, Twisted does more damage, right? But they have survivability. With the shield systems and stuff, they don't even need a healer. Are you serious? Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on. They're monitoring the top players. Okay. Nerf the fucker. Take away the damage. Okay, done. You shut the fuck up. There's my advice to the fucks like Outcast. You don't dictate anything. You just say, hey, this is a beneficial skill. with your party members. You do it very inconspicuously. Some will catch it, some won't. That's not your problem. But when you dictate something like that and you're seen doing it, they're going to fucking nerf it. I will tell players again, shut the fuck up. If you don't want it to get nerfed, shut the fuck up. When will MMO communities learn you don't brag about something and you don't dictate? Because when you do, the company who is creating it is going to take notice and they're going to fucking put a hammer to it. You shut the fuck up. That's what you do. These are kids. They're kids. They're still learning. They're still trying to find their way. But out of 21 years, I learned well when I was like 20-something, in my mid-20s, to shut the fuck up if I didn't want something to change. You shut the fuck up. Okay? That's my advice. So, if you guys don't want shit nerfed, shut the fuck up. Now I want my knockdown added to a specific skill tree. Stop it. You're not getting that knockdown on werewolf, Spartacus. Will Mag Warden be able to survive in light with harness? As we know, don't have hardened ward to stack like Sorks. What's going to end up finding? So let me give you a very, very enlightful situation for everybody watching today. The good mag tunes, and I will tell you this, the good mag tunes will not even run a shield this update in PvP. If you are a good PvPer, you won't be running a shield at all. You're going to run a resistance build. All right? And you're going to run a direct heals. Shield game is over after this update. And the good PvPers will use resistance. And you can use light armor. You can use like an impreg build with light armor. You can take your favorite 5-piece light armor set with impreg. And I can guarantee you'll have a lot better time than shield running. All I want is AoE taunt, even if the new... I know. Black, I feel you, brother. I've been wanting... Even if it's a proc, even if it's just for a slow... Absolutely. I know. I play tank too, and I absolutely agree with you. It sucks spamming one ability from target to target. It blows. Or at least redo the threat generation. If they redo threat generation, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. But to individually have to taunt, the way the threat system's set up, it sucks. It's hard. It's almost a headache. But yeah, if you're going to run a light armor, you can. And you can. You're going to have a secondary set that's going to be based resistance. Have some base resistance. You can run one shield. Laugh my fight. You know me too well, Mystic. Yeah, stop it. I do know what you're trying to do. Anyways, you're like, the devs watch Mystic. We know he does. I'm going to slip it in. Stop it. Okay. So, if you're going to be a Magtoon and you can wear light armor, I'll be honest, I'm wearing light armor. My build stays, except I'll probably get rid of healing ward. Right? I'll probably go with the direct heal. So, that's just it. Sorks especially are refusing to change the way they build. Despotic has shown high resist build works. It's just not getting through. Right. No, that's exactly how you're going to do it. No AoE taunts is probably the one thing Zoss is internally committed to. I know. Do you think Impreg is still viable with the nerf from 25 crit resistance 2K? I wonder if Para or Heartland are better. Para would be good. right? But keep in mind, it's the health dip on Para. So by the time Para kicks in PvP, that's when you're going to kind of get fucked. You're going to take that last hit, but your health drops so much, so fast. The impreg is better up front to reduce the damage up front. Heartland would be good, though. So Heartland across the board would be good. Resistance proc effect would also be good. Like, what the fuck was that set? It has the heal. It has resistance, and it has a heal effect. What about fortified brass made in light armor for Sorks? Absolutely. Absolutely black. But you'll want resistance. The shield game's over. Or should I say it? The shield meta has met its end for PvP. It's all about resistance meta. I can't believe I'm using the word. I want to puke. Somebody shoot me. It is going to be about resistance. Light armor, predominant, especially for the attacks, because you're going to give up a set for defensive capability. So you want the light armor. You do. But you want resistance. Fortified brass, good. I'm using Thunderbug. Love it. You're going to see Impreg. Good. Like you said, Matt, Heartland, Para. Para can do it. So, but yeah, you're on the right path. As a DPS Magplar, I will always use Blazing Shield in PvP. Right, yeah. Yeah, Blazing Shield will still be good. But the problem of it is, Magplar will be able to get away with it a little bit better than a Sork or a Mage Blade. Why? Because they have healing in their spams. Like direct healing. Not HOTS, like, you know, let me stick you and heal at the same time. You know? So, yeah, it's all about resistance build now. It's all about resistance build. But shield days, gone. For PvP. PvE, people still be using shields. Sorks don't want to build for anything but magic and burst. There's a bunch of solutions. They just won't hear it. Well, they'll die. They'll die. There's my advice. They'll croak. They'll get their asses ripped. And they deserve to. It's called glass cannon. You want to be a glass cannon? Go for it. You'll shatter every fucking time something gets on top of you. And Stams will love you. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Is it not? But if you're going to be one of these players who want duration, who can take out multiple players, and you want to have effectiveness in a long-durated battle, you'll build resistance now. You won't build shield stack. Shield stack days are gone. That's what ZOS is intending. They're making it, they're giving it definity. Like, you want to be a glass cannon? Here you go. Have at it. You're a glass cannon. You want more survivability? We have the sets for you. What are you going to do? That becomes the question. How are you going to play it? What are you going to do? I can't hate the company for implementing these changes. I can't. I can't hate this update. I can't. It's scary as fuck, but I can't hate it. Because as a long-term person who's been in the industry and who's done things for companies, I know where they're going on this. And I have to applaud them for it. But I feel like they implemented it maybe a little too late. That this should have been done a year ago. This should have been addressed when Morrowind was pushed out. Like the update after Morrowind is when this should have happened. Is when all of this should have taken place. But the company doesn't have, guess what? A PvP dev. And they deserve the aftermath. So if they lose customers, they have no one to blame but themselves. The board members and the office people need to shoot themselves in the foot, not in the head, in the foot, because they ended up crippling their game by being cheap. You don't cut fucking corners in MMOs. If you're making a profit, you make the fucking investment. At the end of the day, you want a percentage, you want a profit margin. But if you're exceeding your profit margin, if you're exceeding the profit margin, you fucking reinvest. Because you're growing. Is Hardened Ward bad for a Sork now? It's not bad. It's not bad, Graham. Hardened Ward is still good. In PvE, it's still going to be used. Absolutely. Especially on tanks. So Sork tanks are going to love the changes. And Sorks will be kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. But here becomes the question. How are you going to fight? You know? Here, Magplar build, Scoria monster set, fortified brass, light armor, soul shine, jewelry, S&B, and resto or destro back bar. Right, absolutely. Absolutely Spartacus. Maintenance still going on. I have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't even know. Yeah, it was saying I can hit the refresh button. Yeah. It is. But, so, it's all about resistance, man. It's going to be, I'll tell you, if you're going to be one of those players that's going to want durability and effectiveness in the long haul, you're going to build with resistance. The changes to Sork are good. You can't have a range, heavy burst, take no damage class. That's why Sorks were everywhere in Somerset. It needed change. Just saying that change isn't registering. Right. It's because that's what I'm saying. They're accustomed to it. They should have implemented this a long time ago. Problem of it is they have no PvP dev to say, hey, we're going to address this. They have none. They're using PvE devs. And if they suffer the aftermath, if they do, congratulations, board members. You just lost a couple $1 million. Congratulations. I hope you saved up for a rainy fucking day. Timing is fucking everything when you're running a company. And if you're running that bitch and those board members are fucking reluctant, you fucking better have the balls to tell them, hey, if we don't get the money to put in here, we're going to lose money. Retention, retention, retention. It amazes me when rich people are fucking stubborn. It's like, are you making money? Yes. Awesome. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. Cool, cool. Do you want to lose your money? No. I don't want to lose my money. Then shut the fuck up and listen to me. I actually talked to a person who had a lot of money, who I worked for. It was great. It was a great experience. But I didn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Shut the fuck up, you little rich bitch. I need their money. You want to keep making it? You're going to fucking spend it. Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you fucking are, you little fuck. Because if not, our competition is going to make a payday off of your stupidity and your fucking greediness. Don't get too greedy, motherfucker. Hand me the money now and shut the fuck up. Thank you. Be on your fucking way. Telling you. It's annoying as fuck to talk to somebody who has money and who is a fucking idiot. Whew. I swear, I think sometimes people deserve to lose it all. Argonian Sork? It'd be interesting. Glass cannons just need to evolve or die. Absolutely, Black. Absolutely. Anyways, man, I'm going to let you go, especially after my last little rant. But this could be good. This is good. The devs are doing the great thing. The board members, if they lose money, will be bitching about this update. But they have nobody to blame but themselves. Too little. Well, actually not too little. Just too late. They have 11 million players. They will be fine. Right. But have you noticed the drop, Dave? It's serious. It's really serious. Here's the thing. You lose 1 million players. A quarter of that is paying subs. Right? So let's do the math here. Let's get this out. Let's put this in a a dominant perspective. Let's put this. You lose 1 million players this update, right? 250,000 of them, I'll just give you an example, are paying ESO Plus. So let's just say $15 a month, right? That's 3 mil. Magsorks is gone. Yay. This is how much they're making a month off of a quarter. Like if they lost 1 million and only a quarter was paying. A quarter was paying. We can even go lower than that. I could go 125. They're losing almost $4 million a month. That's times a year. That's $45 million gone. You don't think they can't afford PvP devs? Dedicated? You reap the aftermath, motherfuckers. You reap the fucking aftermath. I've been in business. I've studied business my entire life. And there's one thing that I will never fucking submit to, and that's a greedy, overprivileged investor. Ever. I'll get you your money, but you're going to fucking pay it. You will fucking pay the piper, motherfucker. Because if you want this money to continue, if you want it to continue, you will spend it. You will. Or else I will go to your competitor and I'll make him a lot of money. Don't get greedy. Don't you fucking get greedy where you're not putting back into your product. You make that investment. You make that investment. That's $45 million a year. That's a lot of cheddar. It's a lot of money gone. 11 mil, they'll be fine. Sure. 11 mil, they'll be fine. 1 mil, 250,000 people not paying for ESO Plus. There's the results. $45 million out the window. Don't fuck around, boys and girls. Don't think Mystic doesn't know his shit. There was a reason a company was going to hand me millions. There was a reason. Because I know the market, I know the gaming industry, and I know the math. You don't fuck around. You won't, and you don't. It's a dip, but then you run an event and make it up. That doesn't make up $45 million. An event won't make up 45 mil. Retention. That's the #1 rule in business school, Spartacus. Every day of the week. If you're one of the elite top business people, the only thing you give a fuck about is your retention paper. Every time I go in my office, guess what? I pull up only one thing that matters to me when I'm taking a look at my papers. When I'm looking at all my statistics and all my goals and all my numbers, only one thing matters to me when I walk into my office. Retention. Where is our numbers at? Where are our numbers at? Sure, eventually MMOs die. That's true. But you don't fucking shoot your MMO. You don't shoot your product. You don't rip your product apart. You make the money and you say, okay, we're looking good. Can we get more? Yeah. How? Better yet, if we're growing, can we retain it? Can we keep it steady? Because that's a lot of money. I don't want to lose it. You don't get cheap. You make that investment. Those servers need upgraded. You fucking spend it. Cyrodiil needs help. You fucking put the money in there, you motherfuckers. You need PvP devs. You make that fucking investment. Or else you will suffer the consequence for it. And you will. And when it happens, guess who told you? That's right. A college fucking dropout told you. The financial accounting department always plans for dips. No, not on that way. I agree. They did very poor of preparing the community for these changes with no buy-in, people getting triggered and leave. Right. No, I worked in financing. My friend was in accounting. I'm telling you, Spartacus, no one prepares for $45 million gone annual. Nobody. If 250,000 people leave, somebody's getting bitched. That's not a dip. That's a fucking slaughter. You don't fuck with that. That comes back to your board, man. That comes back to the office heads and how they negotiate with board members. Because the board is the one that sets, how much money is going to be put in, right? Because their percentage of profit has to be maintained. It sets the standard. Well, then they dictate what's your spending, how much you have at your disposal. They dictate it. And then you have to have somebody who has the balls to walk in and say, guess what? I need more. Oh, we're not getting more. Okay, that's fine. We'll lose a quarter of a mil of paying customers within the next month. And when your paper comes in and you're losing, I don't know, 3 point something mil each month, hey, don't say I didn't tell you so. That's how I handled that shit. And then all of a sudden, somebody's scratching their head like, oh, fuck. Are you serious? Well, I don't know. Go take it fucking accounting. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. It's your fucking money being lost. No sweat off my balls. You can fire me tomorrow. I'll get unemployment. Who the fuck are you? You're fucking rich privilege over motherfucker who just had the money. You know nothing about money. And then guess what? I hand it over. Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, that's what I thought, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my face. It's all, they act like they're the shit until their money's threatened. And then guess what? Yeah, they don't like that. Especially when somebody knows how to talk money. Nah. It's like, you know what? Don't get greedy, man. I'm like, and I told one person one time, one fucking person, I'm like, I'll walk the fuck out of this office right now and I'll go over to your competitor. Dare me. And he's like, just shut the fuck up. I'm like, that's what I thought. Now I'm going to do the job that you pay me to do. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to shut the fuck up. Or I'm going to make you rue the fucking day, bitch. I don't play. I don't play with people who's got money. I don't. Fucking Zoss needs to invest before they lose. But it's probably too late, to be honest with you. They've already starting to see some of the ill effects of their decisions, and it's going to be on a downward slide. The game's not going to die. But within the next 2 years, we're looking at probably 10 to 15% reduction. Just off the top of my head. About 10 to 15% reduction of populance. Is that relative? Absolutely. Because that's a lot of fucking paying customers. They're trying to, and it's showing that the signs in the incentive program for the ESO Plus to promote it. Anytime they run an incentive program to implement the ESO Plus, it's because they're on a downward, their populace is going low. So now they're trying to maintain the populace or trying to recover more subscription-based members. Will it work? No. No. It won't. It's a gimmick. The board fucked up. What even more fucked up, the person running the company for this project didn't have the balls to do what he needed to do to begin with. He was just a subservient bitch for the board members. So I'll leave it at that. Oh, what can I say? But hey, I might be wrong. What would I know? What would Mystic know? Tell you what, ZeniMax, when you guys want to really talk some money, get the fuck a hold of me. Get a hold of me. We'll talk business. You won't like what I have to say, but I'll make you a fucking shitload. And I'll make you fucking regret every fucking minute of it, of your poor fucking ass decisions. All right, I'm out. Mystic Raven, Mystic's MMOs. Have a nice day.